Do you talk to yourself? The vast majority of us do. Not out loud, but in here. And part of my language, but the person up here can be kind of a dick. Today, we're talking about command and control self-leadership. We often lead ourselves through personal change, through practicing new habits, learning new information, and through our inner dialogue, how we talk to ourselves. But we often take a command and control approach, telling ourselves we just need to be disciplined, step up, take charge, and if you fail, it's entirely on you. It's not hard to see how this can negatively impact our self-esteem, our confidence, or more subtly, our trust in our own ability to lead ourselves. If you can relate to this story I'm about to tell you, you may be taking this command and control approach with yourself without realizing it. I used to should on myself all the time, and on others. I should be eating better. I should be exercising more. I should be a better leader. I should be more compassionate. I should. And arrogantly with others, they should listen to me. They should have done it this way. They shouldn't have done it like that. Not always out loud, but often in my head. And often without me even really noticing I was doing it. Then, where I work, did a large restructuring just a few years ago, and I was a part of a new team. And one of my new colleagues, who has since gone on to new adventures, talked about the negative impacts of shoulding on each other and on ourselves, and how coming from a place of empathy so that we can support and collaborate can improve not just work outcomes, but overall well-being for everyone involved. And once that seed was planted, I started to realize just how much I was doing it. It was bad. In my head, I was like, I should stop doing this. I better stop doing this? I struggled. I would catch myself shoulding situations all the time, at work, at home, in my head. And even when I got a bit of a grip of saying it out loud, I was still doing it in my head all the time. Honestly, even today, it's something I have to continuously work at to pause and reframe situations to stop shoulding on them. And through reading research, I slowly came to understand that a big problem as to why this kept coming up for me was because I had a command and control inner dialogue. I wanted to command and control the situation and determine what should be done and how it should be done. Should was a symptom of my internal leadership approach, and I was doing it to myself all the time. That's the thing. Leadership is an authentic expression. Whether we realize it or not, we are leading all the time, sometimes ourselves, through our inner dialogue. And if we haven't developed leadership skills in a way that fosters well-being, we won't be leading ourselves in a way that prioritizes well-being as part of our lifestyle and actions and habits. So if you catch yourself shoulding on others, on situations, or on yourself, you might be taking a command and control leadership style as well. So imagine two situations. One where we take this command and control approach, where you should on yourself, blame yourself for when things fail, bully and shame yourself for not following through with your goals, an approach where the only option is the rigid one that you should do. Anything else by default, you shouldn't. Black and white, you either succeed or you fail. Or option 2, you take a more transformational leadership approach. You pause and create a vision for the future. Flexible in its details, but the values are understood. You can identify many paths that can progress you towards the vision and experiment with them. No one right way, but you're trying them on to see which fits. Progress over perfection. You ask yourself, what do you need to feel supported? Your internal dialogue leading with you, not at you. You're not having a debate and war inside your head. You're giving yourself care and respect. Which option would you prefer for your own self-talk, your self-leadership? Leadership is subtle. It inspires, it doesn't force or punish you into submission. In a previous video, I had talked about how enhancing the cooking and food experience can lead to healthier dietary choices. Learning cooking skills, enhancing the presentation of the food, using color, and taking a moment to linger and enjoy the smell and taste of the food, eating mindfully and with loved ones and without distractions. It's little things like that that inspire us to subtly change our behaviors and choices, which in that case tends to lead to eating a more health-promoting dietary pattern. That's what I'm talking about here. It's the difference between just saying, I should eat healthier, and not really crafting an experience that actually supports that and feels good versus making the experience and the well-being of the individual, be it yourself or someone else, the priority that will in turn create the desired outcome, eating more health-promoting foods. And this also highlights why leadership skills aren't just for the office. They're something that can benefit everyone, and I think is a really underestimated component of what's called little r reinventions. The little transformations that can happen subtly day by day when you're experiencing effective leadership, be it self-leadership or from others. Things that lead to sustainable change and these little reinventions of yourself, where all of a sudden you realize you kept up with your fitness routine for the year. You have been eating a balanced and enjoyable diet that works for your goals. You prioritize your well-being and your values rather than cultural norms of what you should do. And over time, it'll bubble out of you into how you treat others. So how can we make this actionable? What can we do? Here is a short journal activity you can try that can help. It's 3 questions to ask yourself. The first is, what am I saying to myself right now? The second, what do I need? Not just what should I do? And the third, what would support look like right now? By asking those questions, we can take that step back from trying to force and control the situation and be more thoughtful and compassionate and effective in our approach. Let me know in the comments below if you try it out or if you plan to. This has been our second episode with a little bit more of a leadership focus. I'd love to hear what you thought of this episode and if you found it valuable. My name is Jesse Bourgeois. Thank you for being with me here today, and I'll talk with you next week.